Glenn Beck.
All right. Let me just go again here, and I'm just asking anybody on the left or anybody that was a supporter of the president or currently is, could I just ask you to think about the IRS scandal, the lobbyists, the price of food and electricity, gas, Fast and Furious, the 60,000 that are now on our border that the president, everybody is now saying that, yes, it was unintentional, but he covered it, but he hasn't done anything about it or said anything about it to stop it. The VA scandal, the Benghazi situation, the Benghazi ringleader who is now suddenly was in coffee shops for years and now suddenly going to be brought back to the United States. But the president said, remember, the argument was this was not a terrorist attack. Then when we found out it was, he said, well, I said that it was a terrorist attack. So it was a terrorist attack. And now he's not trying this guy in the court of the war court. He's not trying him as a terrorist. He's trying him now as a criminal convicted of murder. I don't understand this. Russia ransacked Crimea, doing the same now with the Ukraine. What did the most powerful nation on earth do as a deterrent? We froze the non-existent assets of 8 Russian citizens, none of whom are anywhere close to Vladimir Putin. It didn't make a difference, and nobody takes any responsibility. The American deserter and possibly the American traitor that was swapped for 5 nasty, murderous terrorists that killed, one of them killed, I think it was 12 or 1,700 people in one slaughterhouse. They're now free to roam around the Middle East as they please, potentially plot and plan to kill even more Americans. The guy who has just overthrown Iraq, that guy we had in custody. A country that we spent, agree or disagree, $2 trillion on, now being overrun by terrorists more vicious and bloodthirsty than any we have seen to date. Look how many lives were lost on both sides. Iraq is in real peril of falling into absolute chaos. It would cascade through the Middle East. It is possible that it causes the caliphate that those in the Middle East so desperately want. If it does, it's a Sunni caliphate instead of a Shia caliphate, and the Sunnis and the Shias hate each other, and it will cause civil war. That's not Glenn Beck saying that. That is Saudi Arabia now saying that. It would shut off the oil production of the 4th largest producer in the world and potentially, according to CBS Market Watch, drive the price of oil to $2,000 or more per barrel and $200 a barrel, and nobody is saying anything about it. Now, I am sorry to say to Ed Schultz, who, said that the president's way is working. Ed, I don't think, when you use the word working, I don't think that word means what you think it means. I mean, I don't mean to disparage you. I really don't. I don't mean to disparage the president here. I'm not interested anymore of causing any more problems. I'm not. I'm not interested in arguing anymore. I'm not interested in outlining the problems anymore. We have to get to a point to where we can say, okay, who's an honest broker of truth? Who is actually trying to say, okay, I did some things wrong, you did some things wrong, I'm not going to worry about the things you did wrong, I'm looking for myself. And we can't have a conversation unless we can say, okay, my side did these things wrong. I don't need them for the bonus points. I don't. You don't even have to call me and ever tell me that you've changed your mind. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is that there's somebody who is an honest broker, that there are some legitimate reasons not to just blindly cheerlead. People say that, the right wraps themselves in a flag, and they do. They do wrap themselves in the flag, and they go blind. Don't wrap yourself in a president and go blind. It's not better. And I say this without hate. I say this without malice. it's just, we need honest Americans that just can come together and say something is very wrong. Something's very wrong. It's what we did, under George W. Bush. And I know not all of the Republicans did that. In fact, a lot of Republicans didn't. But there were a few that did. They were honest brokers. Where are the honest brokers on the other side? Look, this isn't the Jesus show. If it were, I could do some really sweet YouTube videos on, Lake Grapevine, just right past our studios in Las Colinas, and it would go viral, and I could make some nice chablis. I wouldn't be doing this. I'd probably be doing some other thing if it was. I know, and I want to make it clear, I get it. You don't want to listen to my voice because I'm a flawed messenger. I've made 1,000 mistakes, and I'm going to make 1,000 more. I got it. But I really believe that we have a huge opportunity right now to save. You don't even have to believe in anything other than decency. We have a chance to save decency right now. I am pleading with you, if you have been a staunch supporter of the president. I know what you saw in him. I do. I know what you saw on the right. I do. I saw it too in the end. I get it. But I also heard what your values were. Your values were, don't have a giant state. Don't let these corporations control everything. Don't take away our individual rights. Don't just go gung-ho on a nation building. I get it. You were right. Those people who are just starting to question just a little bit, those people who are just maybe becoming just a little concerned or maybe a little confused, please don't take my word for it. I don't ask you for your trust. I don't look these things up. Just look them up. Do your own homework. Do what we did with George W. Bush. You said these things to us, and we looked them up. You said them to us, and we're like, oh, that can't, whoa, holy cow, that is true. For a while there, because we got so wrapped up in politics, we actually and the flag, hey, we got to defend the United States of America. We got so wrapped up in that, we didn't listen to you. But we heard you after a while, and we started looking it up. We did look it up. The media that you've been listening to and you've been watching, you may not have heard a lot of this stuff. Give you the benefit of the doubt, you probably didn't hear any of it. But search it out now. Look for it yourself. There's more that we have in common. It's honestly, it's like Common Core. If we can just get past the personalities of it, you'll see that Common Core, and you already have. That's why we can stand together. You'll see this goes against everything that you stand for. And here's the best thing about it. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are part of it. We're on the same page. We don't want giant government telling us how to live. The things we have in common are the principles and the values that we have always held dear. Let's make America's future far greater than her past. We don't need to go back to the old-timey days. I don't want to. I like indoor plumbing. I like technology. I like moving forward. The founders had an idea that man could be free. They freed more people than had ever been freed ever before. They were flawed people. We're flawed people, and we're going to screw it up as well. But Thomas Jefferson said, when it fails, the people will see what we were trying to do, and they will do it better. So let's do it better. We have this opportunity in front of us right now. If we stop talking politics, if we stop just listening to the media and listening to the talking heads, don't even listen to me. Listen to yourself. Do your own homework. We have the opportunity to make America far better than either of us ever thought was possible. But we have to start telling each other the truth.